Welcome to a hidden gem. I love black and white magazine over the past few years, and Dracula Lives is one of those titles that don't get a lot of attention compared to, of course, the obvious is, the eerie, the creepy, the vampirella. But it's always a pleasant surprise to flip through one of these magazines that you can buy for cheap, and right off the bat, oh, Tony, the Zuniga, his art shines in black and white format. Just wonderful. Tony style changed a lot over the years, as well as from genre to genre. Okay, and my favorite has to be, of course, the horror, because I really like his style when he did horror. That's beautiful work. A ton of details in them, right? When he did superheroes stories, no doubt his style adapt to those kind of story. But for horror, look at that. Just great stuff. I think most Tony fan would probably agree that his work are best suited for horror, even though he can, draw across many genres. And no doubt, I think most people will agree that his work looks so good in black and white. Last page. Look at this. How many people have seen this? Uncle Stan want you to buy crazy. I laughed the first time I opened this book and saw this ad. I don't think I have ever seen this ad before anywhere until I flipped through this magazine. Okay, let's jump to the second story. Here we go. Ship of Death. Ray Thomas and Dick Giordano. Beautiful. Once again, you don't see his work often, but once in a while, whenever I flip through a black and white magazine, to my surprise, once in a while, I see a short story by him where he did both the penciling and the inking. Fantastic. Beautiful lines work. Especially this panel here. Oh, I was mesmerized by this panel right there. Look at that. Just love it. I think for sure being an anchor for Neil Adams for so many issues, I think he certainly channeled a little bit of Neil Adams through his work. Love this page right here. Just beautiful panel layout. Look at that. That's a great, great, great panel. Beautiful inking job. Last page. Okay, let's jump to the third story. Okay, this one was a surprise for me because, you know, for those that are familiar with Bob Brown, you know this does not look anything like Bob Brown. Okay, just look at that. The first time I flipped through this, I thought it was Neil Adams. All right, because I didn't look closely at the credit. I try not to, just so that I can see if I can guess who the authors was. But then it may not be Neil Adams, but it's close enough for those that know what the crusty bunkers are. Okay, but no doubt, if you look through this book, I think most people would not guess Bob Brown. Not by a long shot. Just look at that. That scream Neil Adams right there. Beautiful result, but I think a lot of credits probably should go to the crusty bunker, right? See, this right here is just like screaming Neil Adams right there. So is, you know, the way the females are drawn. Not quite, okay? Not quite Neil Adams in perfection, but Neil Adams-ish. So one thing I learned over the past 5 years or so, whenever I get my hands on one of these black and white magazine, is be expected to be surprised, because even on a, you know, fairly unknown title like this, there are a lot of great works inside. Sometimes even more so than the more popular titles. I never discount any black and white magazine. Always flip through it. Look at this actions panel. Look at that. That's pretty darn good. It is always a pleasant surprise. I think it's rare for me to flip through a black and white magazine and say, terrible. Okay, it's rare. It does happen once in a while, but it's very rare. And even when it is not so great inside, usually you get a great cover. So, you know, I can't say enough about how much fun it is to thumb through a magazine like this for cheap. That's it. That's the end for this hidden gem video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.